need to say something. They have forgotten. You have forgotten. We are all from God and all in harmony. There is the grand mandala. There is the grand mandala of divinity, in which we are all connected and all balanced. You say that you are, and you do know that it aware, but you have been living in the core parts, the places of peace and beauty and harmony, and any disharmony that comes in quickly resolves itself. You have not been experiencing the deep, unrelenting anguish from which there was no escape. And to you this is, well, if they have created this, then let them play out. Let the mandala take care of it in its own natural manner. You are suffering in of yourself, and you are seeing everything that you treasured and cherished and worked so hard to build. You are afraid that it is going to come down. It cannot come down if it is in divinity. If it is coming down, something has corrupted it some way. And it could be anything from anywhere, because everything ripples out and everything affects everything. You cannot hide in your own insular bubble, and nothing else that is divine interacts with you. It cannot happen, for if you do that, you will wither and die, just as if you break a leaf off of a tree. It may hold the color and the beauty for some time, but it will eventually dry out and crumble and blow away. We are all and must all be always connected to God, the source of all light. There is no other way to maintain any one individual culture, universe's existence without doing it this way. You cannot do that. And I understand where you are coming from. There, even here in the darkest of the dark, you'll have some whose lives are a little better, a little happier from their standpoint. And when they will do the same things. They will try to create pockets of where it's better and stay within their little pockets of better, because they can't handle the anguish out there, and say it's their problem. They're the ones that created it. Look at how they are behaving. As long as this anguish and these distortions are allowed to exist, they will infiltrate everything. They were already doing it. It had already reached in deep everywhere. Remember how when God brought through the realignment through everything, how everyone noticed an improvement. All the realms and all the universes recognized there was little things here and there that adjusted. Because they had become out of balance with divine harmony. The disharmony had gotten to such a point, such a strength. It was not realigning, just as these ones, that when they are going into spirit form are not returning to God to be healed, but are choosing to go other way, because to be near God, to be drawn towards God, is painful and repulsive to them. This cannot continue. It is already disintegrating. Everything in the dark parts disintegrates, all the parts rots, dies, and infects. As it is dying, anything that is left of it is infectious, even after it is dead. It would affect you. It would take down everything that you value. If you do not find me comfortable and you want to blame me, you would not be the first. You would not be the first to roll your eyes. You would not be the first to think that what I am saying is causing all the problems. I have my own agenda. There are so many look at me that way. And you just don't keep forgetting. Just as I touch the dark places, I also touch you. Just as I weave, trying to find beauty and hope for one that is suffering, I am trying to weave also for you. Your dreams, your beauty is also being woven through me. So you may dislike the personality that you see that I have, but my personality is the culmination of everyone and everything. And if you find that there are parts of me that you do not like, then those parts also are weaving and touching into you also. It is because of this corruption and imbalance that is moving through all creation, that is touching and harming and devouring and ripping and tearing at your brothers and sisters, that I am in pain and crazed and determined. I know that you became very concerned when I cracked, because you felt I was falling apart and I would take down everything with me. I am cracking because the divine mandala is cracking. It is not that I am cracking the divine mandala. The divinity that connects and interweaves with all of the children is cracking. And thus I will crack. And if you question that, how are you reacting to your suffering brothers and sisters? Are you not trying to separate? To not be connected to them? Does that not cause a cracking? Do you not see this? I am not angry at you. You are facing fears and anxiety, and you are worried that everything will come in and crumble down, and all the beauty and wonder will be gone. Look at the guide realm, you will say. The guide realm, yes. The guide realm was attacked by the very ones who are instigating these thoughts and ideas. The ones that are determined to bring down the entire mandala. If they can't have it their way, they're going to destroy it all, because they can't even stand to be in the presence of God. You are thinking and thinking and thinking. Just allow your heart center to connect with God's heart center. Just allow it to do so. You do not have to consider me. But God, in His love, cannot allow any of His children to suffer. These ones that cannot even stand God drawing them near to them, they are already disintegrating and dying in of themselves. They cannot exist in of themselves. They pull in and feed off of the light and life of their brothers and sisters to extend their existence and in the process become more and more contorted. Some time ago, when God was talking to those in the universe of the souls, and He was saying it was going to become difficult and confusing to know which way to go, because they had so many philosophies and beliefs and understandings that have been pressed into them generation upon generation, life after life. He said, and things that they may have loved and believed are the core of their value system, they may see crumbling. And He said, if you see these things happening, just get quiet. Just very, very quiet. Connect to God. And be very quiet and very still, and let it happen. And just let it happen. Everything that is of the divine mandala will be fine. Even, as I was saying, even the guide realm that was attacked by very, very dark, scary beings, what they are rebuilding, what is being rebuilt is more beautiful, more holy, and not as tainted with touches of the darkness as it has been before. It is being built in light, rebuilt in light. I am sorry that so many are having to experience trauma, and that trauma is difficult. But the trauma has come here because it existed there, because there is no here and there. If you have a room and you begin to burn a fire in one corner of the room, the smoke fills the whole room. It may fill that corner first, but it eventually will fill the whole room. The smoke has already spread. It is already affecting everyone. It is not their fault. Just leave us out of their problems. It is our problem. It is our well-being. You cannot be okay if they are not. And if they are being repeatedly stripped of all strength, knowledge, understanding, divinity, they will eventually come for you. Because as they use up them, they'll go to the next ones. And as they use up them, they'll go to the next one. They will always come for you. And when they do, you won't have anyone else, because you were not there for anyone else. We must be united. You don't have to do something. If it's uncomfortable for you, I am not asking you to go out and wage a battle against these ones. But just be in peace and be in quiet. Connect to God, the source of all light. And when you find those who are hurting and refugees and those who have been beaten up and scared and lost and confused, treat them with compassion. But be very cautious of anyone who does not want to return to God, who resists returning to God, or who talks negatively about God, because they are infectious. They will twist and lie, and if they get you, then they will feed upon you. So please, please, connect to God, the source of all light. Build that light up brighter and brighter. And by your doing that, you will help all. It is already known, and it is seen what is happening. God will act however is necessary to act, in line with divinity. When He brings in God light, He's not bringing in pain. They only feel pain if they cannot be with God. Because otherwise, if there was any of them that could be with God, there was anything good, holy, divine within them, they would love, they would be drawn to it, they would be healed. You know what it is like to have God's presence, the loving wonder of it, the healing expansiveness of it. If they are divine and are healing and want what is good and kind, then when they come in God's presence, that would expand. You know this. Be very, very, very careful, because by these debates, by these reasonings, this is how the Anunnaki caused all the problems they did and drew in all the allies that they had then devoured. These ones will do the same because they can do nothing else. Be very careful of their poison words if they speak against the love of God, because God cannot not be love. Every individual, everyone who's tattered and torn about what has occurred, what has been occurring, and you just want it to stop, we understand. Just connect to God. You will know. You will know. I know it is not me that you like to speak to, but be careful of what they are trying to convince you against. They will try to separate you from the paths that will bring you light and healing and hope to ones that can support you. Talk with God, the great Father and the great Mother and light. Come to them, not in demanding, just be in their presence. Just be in their presence without intention so strong. Just be in their presence and allow divinity to bathe over you, to wash over you wave upon wave until you find the peace. Don't pull away. Don't pull away. These ones are going to be dealt with because they will be brought to Godlight. They will be encapsulated so that they cannot harm others. They're encapsulated in Godlight. Only that which is divine can come out. If it can't come out, then it's not divine. I will leave this now in God's hand and in your hands to decide if you will be connected with God or pull in on yourselves.